during the war for you?
Well, there were no dates around. There's some men, like med students and farming people who were actually farmers, they got deferments, and then people. Uh, there were various classifications. Married people, of course, who had children, didn't have to go, and unless if they lived in a small town and there were hardly any young men, then young men like that might be chosen to go, but not in a big city, hardly. So anyway, and that's the way. Um, um, well, life for us girls, we stuck together. There were, as I say, there was no dating. There was USO. That's what we had. You ever hear that, USO? It was a service for all servicemen. They would try to make servicemen, especially servicemen who were going visiting through town or passing through and were there for a day or two for something or other. They would have dances once in a while, and then they would help with transportation and telling them where they could go to eat and things like that, and sort of be hostesses of the whole city for the. They would have a counter in the railroad station or the airport, and call it USO, and then they usually, like in the airport, they would have a lounge for the servicemen, and they could rest there, write letters, do anything they wanted to, and have food for them. I don't know what, maybe donuts and coffee at least. And we used to go to the dances. We didn't mess around with any of the other stuff because we were all working. And um, then I was writing to Bill. I would go home and I'd write to my brother, and we'd mail our letters in the morning. And I just whipped them off, and then I that's what we used to do, and listen to the radio, yeah, the radio. And we read books, and we did that. And then some people took courses and things. I went to the University of Chicago, and I took an exam for an ESMDT course, which is Engineering Scientific Management Defense Training. And I qualified, and I got in that, and that lasted about 3 months. And so I had to go down to the University of Chicago and take the course, and I stayed down there. I stayed with, there were other young working people who were in it. I stayed with another girl. And we got rooms in a house that had some rooms for students. It was a family home. And a very nice family.